延長被捕抗爭者嘅拘留時間。另外，同樣有60%嘅受訪者甚至預期政府會利用緊急法直接取消即將舉行嘅區議會選舉，為建制派護航，造就公就政府贏，字就市民輸嘅局面。而由於喺緊急法下，政府擁有極權而不受制衡，超過80%嘅受訪者認為政府傾向有機會或者完全有機會引用緊急法去沒收任何香港市民嘅財產。呢個數字反映政府動用緊急法嘅動作已經從根本上動搖市民對香港經濟體系以至私有財產權嘅信心。各位可以睇到由近日出現嘅恐慌性提款人潮，可見林鄭既想行緊急惡法，但係又怕國際社會對香港金融中心嘅地位失去信心，於是用語言藝術上蒙混過關，強調而家香港並非處於緊急狀態。但係事實上，超過80%半嘅受訪者認為林鄭嘅說法毫不合理，可見無論係香港人定係國際社會都冇可能受騙，而幾乎全數嘅受訪者認為引用緊急法只會加劇香港社會嘅撕裂，同時亦都唔能夠解決香港社會現時嘅問題。林鄭政府一係就連咁明顯嘅結果都預計唔到，代表佢班子對民意情勢完全無法掌握；一係就明知故犯，有心借緊急法同埋蒙面法挑動香港局勢，製造混亂，目的就係想一方面喺本地企圖令民意翻盤，另一方面就想喺國際戰線扭轉輿論風向。此外，民調結果亦都顯示，不同階層嘅香港人都有參與抗爭，而對口號認同程度可見，市民對抗爭運動都抱住同樣嘅決心。香港人不分和勇，唔只係一句口號。傾向於和理非嘅抗爭者，其實同其他抗爭者一樣意志堅定。
As we know, they will repeat everything in English. So I'm not going to be translating right now. I will just be talking with you guys in the live chat. And thank you all for joining and welcome.
不分化、不割席、不篤灰嘅信念，繼續抗爭運動。4個月以嚟嘅抗爭，顯示咗香港人嘅韌力同埋意志。我哋曾經一齊手牽手，同世界宣示我哋對自由民主嘅嚮往，齊聲高唱願榮光歸香港。面對極權嘅打壓，香港人會繼續用有創意嘅方式抗爭。口罩嘅使用亦都將會更加日常化，對付流感高峰期同埋反蒙面惡法。而喺國際戰線呢個重要嘅戰場，除咗早前美國國會聽證會眾籌全球登報、全球抗極權集會之外，最近亦都有手足整合咗警黑濫權濫捕事蹟，編寫成報告，上交聯合國人權專家，爭取國際關注同埋支持，配合中共同埋五毛豬隊友近日嘅頻神助攻，喺 NBA、電競界、蘋果手機等唔同嘅領域連環宣示主權。甚至部分中國網民公開支持911恐怖分子，同向整個自由世界宣戰冇分別。中共嘅橫蠻無理同埋被害妄想已經俾全球多國關注，醜態不露。請各位謹記，美國國會將喺今個月15號復會，香港民主及人權法案審議在即，喺接下嚟嘅日子，抗爭運動係唔會停止，希望手足唔好俾仇恨支配自己，要時刻保持警覺同思考。喺國際戰線努力游說嘅工作嘅手足，亦都互相支持，取得平衡。我哋深信香港人喺抗爭中有自我修正嘅能力，所以核彈都唔過。等我哋不分和勇，團結一心，香港人反抗。
咁跟住落嚟就會係英文發言嘅。Next will be English speeches.
After the National Day of Mourning on the 1st of October, the Hong Kong SAR government has once again stepped up their efforts to suppress the people of Hong Kong. By invoking the imperial emergency laws, the government completely bypassed the legislature to enact a prohibition on face covering regulation, commonly known as the anti-mask law. This was their means to make it illegal for perfectly law-abiding citizens and demonstrators alike to even leave their homes with their faces obscured in any sense. On the 5th of October, we, the Citizens Press Conference, conducted a survey to collect and consolidate the voices of Hong Kongers in protest of the government's acts of madness. We would like to show our gratitude to your support. We received an overwhelming number of up to 110,000 entries. This time there is an even higher percentage of pacifist protesters who participated in this survey as compared to the previous 3. The survey results have shown that the pacifists will continue to protest despite the anti-mask law. The anti-mask law is clearly a futile attempt at resolving the current situation of Hong Kong. Frankly, an easily predictable observation without any need of a survey. In fact, the anti-mask law was not intended to placate the current social unrest, but to trigger a further escalation of resistance as planned by the government to divert international support and sympathy for Hong Kongers by provoking public anger and inducing confusion both within the Hong Kong society and the international community. Not to mention that these actions were done by police undercovers and agent provocateurs infiltrating the front line. The damage and vandalization of closed metro stations were clearly an example of their workings, for which they unhesitantly frame our frontline protesters. We therefore urge our international friends to not be fooled by our government's insidious plots. Over the past 4 months, time and time again, Carrie Lam has been relentless in her attempt to sever the bond between the pacifists and the progressive valiant frontliners. But suppression and unjustified law enactments will only strengthen our connection. Let it be known that Hong Kongers will stand united no matter what, as we progress together from chanting the slogan, Hong Kongers fight on, to Hong Kongers fight back, in the face of never-ending upscaling of injustice. Feeling cornered by the torrential voice of the people, for which she has skirted from ever since the very first days of her governance, Carrie Lam has resorted to the gamble of the century to silence her people with the tyrannical use of emergency laws. The scores given by our respondents when asked to rate their satisfaction towards the government, the Hong Kong police force and the judiciary have stooped to the lowest ever since our very first survey, duly reflecting the character and trajectory of the current authorities with their activation of emergency powers, laughably in a non-emergency. The discontent for the government has plummeted to 0.32 points, from 0.32 points to 0.16 points within less than a fortnight. That for the police force has fallen from 0.31 to 0.13. And 94% of the respondents downright gave a score of 0 to the Hong Kong police force. Over 90% of the respondents strongly disapprove of the use of emergency regulations ordinance by the Chief Executive and Council. Over 75% of the respondents posit that these decision makers had no reasons at all to employ the ordinance to begin with. Many of the respondents agree with the suspicion that the emergency laws were passed to endow the police force with unchecked powers to legitimize this de facto police state and to extend our days of arbitrary arrest and white terror indefinitely. When asked on what the prohibition on the face covering regulation entails, over 90% of the respondents fully agree that the power to search granted to the police force would further exacerbate the persistent problem of unlawful arrests. Over 80% of respondents even think that the regulation itself is already an infringement of their personal freedoms. On the emergency regulations ordinance being Carrie Lam and her cabinet's favorite tool of oppression, nearly 60% of the respondents think that the government would use the ordinance to prolong the detention time of arrested protesters in the future. Just as many respondents suspect that the emergency laws would be passed to cancel the upcoming district council elections altogether, in order to preserve the pro-Beijing seats in our local communities. In this game with our government, the people can never win. Under the emergency laws, the powers of the government grow infinite. Over 80% of the respondents reckon there is a tendency or even a respectable likelihood for the government to exploit the emergency laws to confiscate private property and assets from Hong Kong citizens. It is undeniable that the government's move with the emergency laws has shaken the public confidence in our originally impeccable economic system and the rights of private ownership, the recent bank panic being a due manifestation of this fear. Carrie Lam is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Her desperate desire to quell the unrest to please her Beijing masters with these draconian laws, and the fear for the reputational damage they pose to Hong Kong's long-standing status as an international financial hub. She can now only hedge her malicious intentions behind a false assertion that Hong Kong is not in a state of emergency, whilst paradoxically forcing through laws under the Emergency Regulations Ordinance. However, over 80% of our respondents consider her narratives as completely illogical. Hong Kongers are not fools, nor are our international friends. Almost all respondents agree that the Emergency Regulations Ordinance was a measure to further divide Hong Kong society and does nothing to remedy the current problems. Carrie Lam and her cabinet have misjudged the consequences of their move so thoroughly it almost appeared deliberate. They are not just oblivious in the people's grievances, but they are intentionally aggravating the current chaos, grasping at straws for a reversal of sentiment from the local public and deceiving the international community with her manipulation of the truth. On the other hand, our survey results point to remarkable unity in the resistance movement by Hong Kongers from all walks of life. Results have shown overwhelming recognition of slogans and the underlying spirit which bonds together the resistance movement. For all three slogans, over 75% of respondents voted for strongly agree. All these show that the people of Hong Kong have truly lived up to the slogan, no division between the pacifists and the progressive valiant frontliners. The will of the pacifists towards the movement is just as adamant as that of the progressive valiant frontliners. Over 70% of the respondents declare that their determination towards the resistance movement will not be shaken by the Emergency Regulations Ordinance and the anti-mask law. The government's strategy to divide and conquer has failed to face Hong Kongers. We will uphold our motto, no division, no disunion, no denunciation, and continue to fight. Hong Kongers have displayed our unparalleled will and resilience in the past 4 months on the global stage. Our songs have rung far, and we have moved the world as we stand in unity for each other against totalitarianism with our astonishing creativity and collective wisdom. If you tear a memo off our Lennon walls, we will stick 10 more on. If you tear our masks off our faces, we will march on with our masks with even more pride until it becomes a core part of our lives against both the impending flu season and the anti-mask bill. On the international front, apart from the hearings held at the US Congress earlier last month, the crowd-funded advertisements on the international papers and the global anti-authoritarianism rallies late December, in order to gather more international recognition and support for our cause, our protesters have also compiled together the cases of police brutality and abuse of power into a report for the United Nations human rights experts. The Chinese Communist Party and its lapdog's clumsy attempts to exert its control, be it demanding Western firms and organizations like the NBA, Blizzard, and Apple to censor any mention of the Hong Kong protests, or deploying Chinese netizens to openly support 9/11 terrorists, are tantamount to declaring war on the free world and the values that we all hold dear. The Chinese Communist Party arrogance and victimization complex are clear for all nations to see and laugh at. The US Congress will reconvene on the 15th of October, and the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act will soon be put on the floor of both the House and the Senate. Hong Kong will endure with grace and wisdom until we see the day on which international help is upon us. It is encouraging to see us adapting, learning, and evolving every day towards the right direction. We have entered into a stage of our movement in which the local and international fighters cooperate, and in which the pacifists and the progressive valiant synergize. We hope that our international friends understand our current predicament, and that our government is determined to sabotage and vilify us with false narratives to our international allies. Please know that we are ever evaluative and mindful of our actions, and that any violence you see does not come from us, but from those who try to demonize us. We are certain that we are standing on the right side of history, and if you're with us in this, you will be too. And we shall fight on as one, through thick and thin, until glory dawns unto Hong Kong.
咁跟住落嚟就會去到問答環節嘅，因為時間有限啦，所以請每位報館問多過2條問題，同埋喺發問之前報一報自己邊間報館嘅。咁今日除咗2位發言人之外咧，我哋都請咗research team 嘅同事啦、嘅朋友啦，同埋有法律界嘅朋友到場。咁如果你哋有問題咧，都可以問翻相關嘅問題。So we will have the Q&A section of the day. Due to limited time, that we may ask a journalist to ask no more than 2 questions. We also have friends from research team as well as friends from law field, so feel free to ask them questions. 有冇記者想發問 ？Any questions from the floor?
我是大纪元的记者，你们如果方便的话，就國語跟廣東話都行，所以你们用廣東話先聽唔先講。现在是这样，我们看到了好多的那个在海里的那个浮尸，以及跳楼的那个自杀的这些人，网上有很多传闻说这些人就是抗争者。想请民间回应一下，你们怎么看待这个问题
They're talking about the mysterious suicide cases in the internet. People are saying that they are protesters.
非常关注，有没有具体的细节，或者可以让媒体进一步跟踪追击的？好，谢谢。
Is there any proof? I think they're saying.
我哋覺得近日出現嘅無論係一啲海上面嘅浮屍，定係一啲墮樓嘅事件，其實都非常之值得懷疑，究竟係真係有咁多人自
He's saying
殺啦，
that
定係佢
they
哋
are considering all these suicides actually are very mysterious and suspicious. First of all the amount of suicides that started suddenly, and secondly, the conditions that they find them.
所以其實我哋都請大家唔好忘記，其實有好多呢啲咁嘅事件都係我哋都希望其實我哋都知道香港其實係冇咁多嘅自殺事件啦。
He's saying that in Hong Kong there is actually not so many suicides as right now, and especially those that are floating on the ocean.
嘅案件啦，就係有一個係抗爭者，其實係佢嘅屍體俾人發現咗喺海入邊，其實係非常之值得懷疑。究竟點解會有咁多呢啲嘅事件去發生？咁我哋亦都相信希望大家知道呢啲事係非常之有值得懷疑嘅地方，亦都希望大家繼續關注。
He's saying that all this is very suspicious. We should not forget it, and we
無
also
緣無故咁樣被消失啦，或者係被滅聲嘅。咁呢啲嘅事件啦，我哋希望可以有真相大白嘅一日啦。咁亦都希望大家唔好忘記呢啲嘅咁可疑嘅事件，亦都希望大家可以繼續抗爭去尋求呢個嘅真相。
he hopes that everyone can keep trying to get the truth behind this, and basically saying that he believes that these people will not just die without like a reason.
一個被性暴力對待嘅經歷啦，同埋佢都講到話，即係有一啲被拘捕嘅男仔就係懷疑即係被強姦咁樣嘅一啲嘅對警方嘅指控。請問你哋即係點睇咧？同埋其實你哋有冇都接觸到有啲係有啲被捕者都有類似咁嘅經歷。
They're talking about in Kwai Chong about some rape case by the police, some rape cases by the police that even include male victims. What is your view on this?
回應咗第一個問題先啦。第一個關於葵涌警署嘅性暴力嘅事件啦。咁其實我哋都相信大家聽到呢啲事件或者係睇到各種嘅報導嘅時候，其實都係非常之痛心。我哋都係對於受害人有非常之多嘅同情啦。咁但係我亦都希望大家即係唔好過於即係要同我哋一樣會保持保護手足啦，唔好將佢哋嘅個人資料或者係佢哋嘅其他嘅資訊廣傳啦。咁其實在於呢個嘅性暴力嘅事件行為上面，其實我哋喺連續幾個星期甚至
He's
幾個
saying
月
that
以嚟，
first of all, he's saying that we have to protect the privacy of our protesters.
報導啦。咁其實喺警方方面，佢哋連環咁否認呢啲嘢， 其實喺呢啲嘅情況底下，我哋已經冇辦法再繼續相信究竟警方係咪講嘅係咪真話啦，甚至去到警方嘅論述或者係佢哋嘅口風係一轉再轉嘅時候，其實真係好令到外界
He's saying
去懷
at
疑
this
究竟
point we cannot actually rely on what the police say. We can no longer
咁我亦都
know if the
即係喺
police is saying the
文件
truth
入
or
邊亦都
not.
睇到其實市民廣大市民對於甚至所有香港人對於警方嘅信任其實已經係跌到去0分咁滯㗎啦。咁所以無論而家警方所講嘅所有嘢，其實對於我哋嚟講，只係一個掩飾或者只係一個去為佢哋洗脫嫌疑嘅啲藉口啦。咁我哋係對於呢樣嘢，我哋係覺得係一啲都冇公信力嘅。咁我諗大家喺唔同嘅情況底下，我哋都會選擇相信我哋嘅手足啦。咁亦都覺得呢件，我哋亦都會繼續為呢手足去尋找呢個真相，同埋還佢哋一個清白嘅。
I would like to add to that. I think it's also very glaring that investigation has always been the role of the police, but for them to counter-assert that it's the role of these victims to come forward and provide them with concrete facts is a complete reversal of the causation in all of this. Victims should not be forced to come forward. It is always the Hong Kong Police Force duty to deal with and address these issues through their fact-finding process, not to blame the victims for what they've gone through.
你好，港台嘅。咁第一條問題就想問下關於其實琴日嗰個中大女仔啦，因為其實佢喺即係今日警方都有即係佢有一個想問翻你點樣睇警方嘅處理手法嘅？因為其實以往其實今次就係用投訴警察科啦，但係今次就冇用到重案組去調查，咁你自己點樣睇咧？點樣睇去處理中大呢個性暴力嘅問題咧？同時今日當事人亦都上咗電台節目啦，咁亦都擔心其實警方有自己人查自己人嘅嫌疑啦。民間記者會又點樣回應呢件事？有咩睇法咧？最後一條問題就係其實即係網上亦都有一個男仔就聲稱被警方強姦啦。咁其實佢亦都話會聯絡民間記者會。咁我想問，暫時到呢一刻為止，你哋有冇收到佢嘅求助啦？咁亦都可唔可以 confirm 其實有呢件事
They're talking about the girl who spoke against sexual assault in Sun Oakland Detention Center, and also about a rape case about a male youngster.
第一個問題啦，嗰個投訴警察課嘅問題，而唔係重案組啦。咁我諗其實警察成個警隊嘅無論佢哋用乜嘢嘅方法去查，其實對於我哋嚟講已經係十分之唔可信㗎啦。喺警察方面，佢哋用即係呼籲受害者去投訴警察課，而唔係用重案組去調查，證明咗警方對於成件事係有幾咁嘅輕視啦，同埋亦都有幾咁對於我哋受害者嘅一個唔同情喺度。咁所以我哋都回應翻你第二個問題啦，喺電台嘅自己人查自己人嘅方面啦。咁其實無論係投訴警察課又好，監警會都好，其實你會發現入邊嘅佢哋嘅人嘅都係無論係警察自己又好啦，定係佢哋嘅所謂嘅獨立人士咧，其實都係政府嘅親信或者係佢哋嘅口舌嚟嘅。咁所以喺呢個情況底下，我哋已經冇辦法再去相信警方或者係政府喺呢件事入邊有任何能力去還我哋受害者嘅一個公道。所以我其實覺得所以我哋其實都睇到喺呢件事上面係我哋係需要繼續抗爭，而令到我哋去更加揾出事實嘅真相啦。咁關於另外一位受害者喺網上面嘅對於一啲警察嘅嘅一啲 事件啦。咁我哋其實基於我哋覺得保護受害者嘅理由，其實我哋唔能夠透露咁多關於佢嘅資訊啦。咁我哋都唔想為佢帶嚟更多嘅傷害，咁所以暫時亦都唔會代佢有任何回應住嘅。咁我相信加以時日，我哋係會睇到究竟成件事嘅真相係如何。
補充翻少少先啦，咁可能各位記者都會對於琴日發生嘅事啦，又或係唔同嘅受害人都會好有興趣想知道。咁但係因為我哋頭先發言人都講咗，我哋想保護翻受害者先嘅，呢個係大前提。咁第二樣就係我哋都唔想為佢帶嚟二次傷害。咁好多嘢都進入咗法律程序啦，同埋受害人相信都有好多支援喺度。咁如果佢哋真係
Guys, earlier the young man was explaining that the police should not, like basically the police, what it's doing is telling the victims to go to the complaints and internal investigation branch instead of like taking the process through the CID, which is I think it's the Criminal Investigation Department, and basically they're just avoiding the whole thing.
就講到話，被訪者對於反送中運動前景嘅樂觀指數，如果10分滿分係4.74，對整體前景嘅樂觀指數，如果係10分滿分咧，都係3.46。平均嚟講咧都。
And but basically what they were saying is that no matter what department investigates it, as long as it's within the police force, it is unfair because we already know that the police is actually corrupt.
反映緊話參與緊今次運動嘅市民又好，或者抗爭者又好，出現嘅情況就係話好熱衷咁追求一個目標，但係預咗其實可能去到最後爭取唔到或者爭取唔晒咧，呢個係第一個問題。第二個問題咧就問翻就係話有關翻中大女學生嗰度，即係都要問一問佢啦。中大女學生嗰個 case 其實頭先你哋有提過就係話叫做或者可能叫做中共陣營或者係一啲網上嘅一啲叫做可能叫藍絲陣營啦咁講啦。咁佢哋可能會係做一啲動作，譬如話你哋提到 NBA 啦，你哋提到就係話譬如話喺 App Store 嗰邊嘅 case 啦。咁但係我哋留意到就係話，譬如響中大學生嗰個情況嗰個 case 嚟講咧，其實佢哋係針對緊就係話，除咗話一啲人身攻擊之外咧，佢哋係針對到一啲情況就係話，譬如佢哋用嘅字眼，譬如話抗爭者尋晚響現場用咗我哋呢個字眼，就話佢誤導咗坊間嘅人士，就以為話佢有生活領，咁結果搞到佢澄清啦。咁其實而家網上我哋都見到有啲評論咧，係喺呢方面咧係針對緊唔單止係針對緊呢一位嘅學生，甚至乎可能係針對緊抗爭者嘅誠信。我想問嘅就係話嗱，如果撇除話一啲叫做話係支持開嘅，可能200萬上街又好點都好，總有啲市民可能話喺中間位置嘅。你哋會對於呢一批市民會希望佢哋憑乜嘢去衡量個事實嘅位置，用乜嘢去睇清楚究竟發生緊咩事咧？唔該。
喂，首先多謝記者嘅提問先啦，關於民調嘅。你問嘅問題咧就係對於反送中嘅參與程度同埋樂觀程度嘅比例啦。首先想講，暫時喺抗爭嘅部分咧係分咗勇武同埋和理非嘅，但係隨住運動嘅演變啦，依家和理非同勇武派開始合二為一嘅啦，連成一線。咁我哋每個人每個抗爭者都係保持住一個攬炒嘅心態，對抗呢個極權，而我哋係唔會退讓，唔會因為佢嘅緊急法或者其他濫暴嘅情況而有所畏懼嘅。最重要嘅係香港人要團結啦。我哋睇翻另一個民調嘅資料啦，唔同嘅階層年齡入息嘅人，唔同入息嘅人，佢哋都願意為咗呢次嘅抗爭運動付出自己嘅金錢時間，甚至係有啲係月入10萬嘅人啦，都會願意犧牲前途去換取自由，一個民主嘅社會，社會嘅公義同埋法治嘅公義。
就住你抗爭者誠信嘅問題啦，咁我諗連日以嚟
sorry, guys. Just
支持者向
the guy who was just talking, the man who was just talking was talking about the participation in protest that included a large group of people with different backgrounds. It doesn't matter if they have low income or high income.
所謂嘅有天使啦，定係我哋收咗錢出去抗爭啦。其實對於呢啲都係一啲人格嘅謀殺，或者係一啲對於抗爭者一啲不實嘅言論嚟嘅。咁我諗其實無論係社會大眾，其實都唔一定係抗爭者啦，定係普通嘅其他人士啦。其實喺呢啲嘅言論入邊都揾到各式各樣好多唔同嘅謬誤，其實係睇得出嘅。咁我諗大家喺呢件事上面可以用良知去判斷到佢嘅真相啦，同埋喺呢啲咁荒謬嘅言論底下咧，其實我諗大家其實都可以睇清楚究竟事實嘅真相，究竟邊個係啱，邊個係錯。我諗大家係有呢個能力去判斷嘅。
Just to add to the response to the second question, I think we all understand that to come forward with stories of trauma with sexual violence is incredibly traumatizing for the victims involved. To relive those experiences is excruciatingly painful, and to force upon them the same degree of accuracy as we would for government officials in reporting policy matters is quite unrealistic. So for moderates who are undecided as to the authenticity of these claims, we beg you to be tolerant and have patience for these victims who are forced to come forward because they understand there's nowhere else to go.
你好，我係啤梨漫步嘅。就住今日你哋其中一個嘅題目啦，就係和勇，不篤灰，不指責，不割席。呢一個 topic 咧，咁其實呢一個題目咧，由6月開始啦，至到近排咧，其實嗰個衍生出嚟嘅問題個裂痕咧，似乎有漸漸擴大嘅跡象。咁因為咧喺一啲坊間嘅，譬如 TG 嘅群組嗰度啦，咁都會有好多和理非或者係好多勇武派嘅人，佢哋會就住唔同嘅事件去留言啦。咁會見到有一啲尤其是近排嘅行動升級咗之後咧。
They're talking about the moderates and the ones that are more active on the streets. So from the very beginning of this movement, the moderates and the more actives actually were saying that they're in the same group, basically, that they're not going to separate or go against each other, no matter if they have different means of protesting. But now this reporter is saying that after the violence has escalated recently from the protesters, do you think the moderates are going to distance themselves from those more active in the front lines?
喺網絡上都有好多片段就影到好多喬裝嘅警察啦，就喺一啲前線嗰度咧，就係參與一啲行動嘅。咁而警方亦都承認佢哋係有派出呢個喬裝嘅警察喺混入去示威者入邊。咁如果坊間
now it's also talking about the police that pretends to be protesters.
佢哋上庭嘅時候，呢一啲片可唔可以成為幫一啲示威人士可以減刑啊，或者係一啲打甩呢個罪狀嘅一啲證據咧？唔該晒。
Yeah, at the end, she added, can the videos recorded of like the police pretending to be protesters, can they be used as evidence?
網上面係有唔同嘅聲音係正常嘅。咁因為呢一場嘅運動，我哋所謂一個冇大台嘅運動啦，咁其實係嘅意思就係代表每個人都可以自由發表自己言論，每個人都係大台。咁所以喺呢個情況底下，我哋覺得有唔同嘅聲音，無論係支持或者係一啲可能覺得有唔同嘅做法係有唔同嘅意見咧，係正常嘅。咁重點係在於我哋每一次有唔同嘅意見之後，我哋都可以歸納 重組，然之後再調整我哋每一次嘅做法。至於呢一個你頭先講到話和理非同埋勇武派之間其實係咪
He's saying that they understand that there's different perspectives on how to protest, and as a group they will receive a lot of suggestions from each side, and they will summarize, like gather all the suggestions and see how they can continue to be a group, participate together.
會有一個解決方法，會有一個更好嘅一個結果出嚟。咁所以我覺得其實和理非同埋勇武大家都係香港人，大家都係想呢個運動推進一個更加好嘅一個地步，或者係去幫呢個抗爭。咁我哋亦都堅信勇武派係有足夠嘅政治智慧，或者係有佢哋嘅能力去判斷究竟咩時候應該做有咩唔同嘅抗爭手法。咁呢樣嘢我係堅信，亦都相信大部分嘅香港人都堅信呢一件事嘅。
我補充翻少少第一題先，講起和勇不分咧，咁其實今日見到咧，我哋咧 print 咗啲backdrop 出嚟咧，就係、是、我哋喺Facebook 收集到一啲香港市民俾唔同嘅人，即係可能係前線或者係和理非嘅一啲 comment。咁其實好多都係一啲加油嘅説話嚟嘅。咁我諗大家見到呢度牆上面嘅加油説話。
He's saying that this in the background there's a lot of comments from the people on the internet. A lot of supportive comments.
有一條法律問題咧，問到如果一啲相關嘅片段係影到係由警方臥底參與行動咧，會唔會對之後一啲被告有影響咧？嗱，每個個案嘅案情唔同啦，我哋冇辦法一概而論。但係如果證明到某一個特定嘅個案當中嘅被告所被
They're talking about that both the comments coming from the general public are saying that both the moderates and the more active have to actually stand together against basically the government and the police, no matter if they're moderates with their moderate ways or the more active ones with their ways on the streets.
喺現場度揾出真相嘅事錄，亦都係非常之重要。其實唔單止係一啲警方臥底去做一啲刑毀放火嘅行為，我哋都見到好多片段咧，甚至係佢可能係捉咗一啲嘅手足之後咧，係插裝架喎，光天化日之下將一啲武器擺入去嗰啲被捕人士嘅背囊所屬嘅一啲個人物品入邊。咁呢啲行為咧，有相關嘅片段，亦都會係相當好嘅保護同埋相當有效嘅證據。
Sorry guys, at the end the young man was saying that if people can record these agent provocateurs, the police, the undercover police making a mess, it's actually good if they can get videos as evidence. And also it's very important to see when the police is implanting fake evidence on the arrestees, when they arrest someone and they put fake evidence like a weapon or something in their bags. It's also very important to record it because it's a necessary evidence. They are saying, are you guys afraid that the emergency regulations ordinance is going to be used again to do something even worse? For example, if they block the internet, do you have other method to continue to protest? He's saying they're actually afraid of this. It's going to be much harder if they block the internet. Then the reporter asked are you going to use media from abroad?
一啲惡法或者去用禁蒙面法去。
He's saying that, but instead of being afraid, we should actually just try to like Carrie Lam. Actually, she doesn't have to use this kind of evil laws, and there's other ways. Wait a second, guys.
而家香港嘅問題其實佢哋係有好多嘅前例可以參考，咁亦都我哋民間記者會亦都勸喻林鄭啦，係去尋找唔同市民已經提出咗嘅方案去解決而家嘅衝突啦。咁關於民間記者會嘅其他方法
He's saying that there's 5 demands already are very, very clear, and Carrie Lam has a lot of like ways to fix this. And
集會或者
wait a
係
second.
其他方式嘅抗爭，我相信香港人係有足夠嘅創意同埋佢哋嘅能力去克服到前面無論有其他唔同嘅禁社交媒體啊，定係其他嘅難題，我都相信我哋有其他方法可以尋找到。
Just to add on to the answer for the first question, we believe the results of the survey speak for themselves, that in all questions, over half of the respondents have expressed their concern or that there is a very high likelihood of Carrie Lam again using the Emergency Regulations Ordinance to push through more draconian laws. So the concerns that the Citizens Press Conference has is definitely shared by many members of the public.
補充一點法律上嘅資料，就係咧喺現行林鄭咁樣用緊急情況規例條例咧嘅情況底下咧，其實佢係絕對好有可能咧係會繼續無限咁擴充佢自己嘅權力咧，去任意妄為嘅。又例如你頭先問到咧，
They are saying that there's a high chance that Carrie Lam will continue to use the Emergency Regulations Ordinance and her tyrannical power.
圖則、照片、通訊及通訊方法的檢查及壓制。喺呢一啲事情上面咧，若然林鄭月娥繼續係一意孤行地決心要繞過立法會、繞過基本法賦予大家立法機關嘅立法權力，喺冇任何嘅限制之下肆意妄為去立法咧，香港人係並唔會有佢嘅奸計得逞嘅。
蘋果日報嘅，想問咧即係其實喺個禁蒙面法推出之後，即係實行之後嗰一日
After the anti-mask law,
關站啦，咁其實之後
the trains closing the doors
佢係即係提早關站啊，成咁樣嘅動作。
earlier.
我覺得呢一個嘅即係港鐵咁樣嘅行為係即係都可能係意圖將個站推咗俾示威者啦，同埋或者係令即係市民可能會對示威者有一個嘅負面嘅觀感，而民間記者會對
Is it like to like
行為有啲咩嘅回應？
basically be an obstacle to the protesters, or maybe to make the like moderates, all the citizens, to actually dislike the protesters because the MTR is closing the gates much earlier.
緊急狀態嘅情況底下行緊急狀態之實嘅，因為會見到無論係港鐵一宣布停止運作啦，咁其實係有好多香港嘅經濟活動或者商業活動都隨之停止啦。咁可以見到係絕對係政府想要分化市民，或者係想要推搪責任嘅一個目的啦。目標就係教我俾示威者想要令到我哋更加有呢個嘅會同和勇割席，甚至嘅目的出現啦。咁其實我自己見到咧，暫時即係無論係香港市民定係其他咧，都未有話將責任推俾示威者。咁我亦都相信我哋市民係和勇不分，會堅持呢個不割席嘅一個原則啦。咁所以其實係政府呢啲嘅行為其實係冇用嘅。咁亦都希望大家留意翻點解我哋 呢個因果關係啦。香港人一開
Basically, he's saying that he believes that these
尊重港鐵或者
methods of the government will be useless against the movement.
直至去到721或者831嘅事件發生之後，香港對港鐵嘅觀感先慢慢改變啦。咁呢啲情況
He's saying that at the very beginning, the citizens actually respect the MTR, but after all the incidents, like not releasing the CCTV footage or what happened in many cases inside the train station, and now like the stations being closed randomly and helping the police, so he's talking about that.
我諗亦都好明顯咁睇到，即係港鐵係政府幫助政府去
It's very clear that the MTR is helping the government to push their agenda.
Just to add to the question, to the answer to the question, there were many instances where we had video evidence of closed or malfunctioning equipment in MTR stations being perfectly fine, or stations that were shut down had no damage done to them in the previous days. All of this shows the complicity of the MTR with the government's oppression of its people. But more importantly, we want to point to you the fact that the MTR has been complicit in indiscriminate beatings of citizens and normal citizens at that, not even like demonstrators, on both July 21st and August 31st. These are important things that I think we should all remember.
唔好意思，你好，《東方日報》嘅，唔好意思，想問一問，其實咧近日一啲示威活動入邊啦，咁開始聽到由5大訴求變成一啲6大訴求，即係聽到啲聲音啦。咁第6大就係
He's saying about the 6 demands.
咁樣啦。
Some people are saying 6 demands.
即係民間記者會可唔可以答到，其實係咪覺得而家獨立
Dismantling
調查委員會
about dismantling the police
其實已
force.
經都做唔到一個即係可能即係阻止警隊嘅一個工作啦？係咪已經要去到解散或者重組警隊呢一步？咁第二嘅就係其實即係早排有個的士司機就撞到一位即係女示威者咁，即係撞到一位示威者咁樣啦。咁其實啦，近日好似唔同政見嘅人，其實佢哋嘅衝突好似越嚟越大。咁甚至即係已經唔係對罵，甚至係可能真係成日見到佢哋攞刀出嚟啊，唔知做乜嘢啊。
She's also talking about the taxi driver who ran into the crowd, and also it's not only the taxi driver but some people grabbing knives and threatening the demonstrators. Like, what can you do, guys, to avoid these kind of situations?
近日即係破壞中資嘅一啲商店，即係俗稱裝修啦。其實對於運動嚟講，其實係有啲乜嘢嘅意義咧？唔該晒。
咁回應翻第一個問題先啦。其實5大訴求一直都係5大訴求。我哋只係將我哋嘅訴求升級咗，作為
He's saying that the 5 demands are still 5 demands, but we just upgraded 1 demand, which is dismantle the police force.
警察係已經一啲信心都冇。
Because the police has no one trusts the police at all anymore.
政府同市民之間嘅一個咁樣嘅鴻溝咧，咁呢一樣嘢咧，其實無論係解散警隊定係重組警隊啦，我相信係一個市民對於政府一直都唔聽市民意見嘅一個行動升級嚟嘅。咁關於的士司機同埋
About the taxi driver.
可能係不同政見人士對於示威者
Or some people who threaten the demonstrators or residents.
對於呢啲行動表示極為
wait, I'm trying to understand.
我相信香港人對於呢啲行為都感到為示威者感到十分之痛心啦，亦都係唔能夠明白點解香港一個咁嘅法治社會底下，
we have a lot of discontent regarding these issues, and people do not understand why in a peaceful city such as Hong Kong we have cases like this.
咁呢啲其實係見到係一啲所謂藍絲或者係支持政府嘅人士啦，係不斷挑釁、攻擊，甚至係蓄意謀殺示威者。其實係一啲好可恥，亦都係一啲好令人振奮嘅一啲行為嚟嘅。咁我 哋覺得示威者或者係抗爭者無論係前線定係和理非，都一定要互相保護大家啦。要留意到究竟會唔會有呢啲事情發生。其實我哋都相信喺唔同嘅示威者係已經有心理準備，或者係有預備喺呢啲事發生嘅時候會有啲咩做法㗎？
對於前線大規模裝修啦，咁其實我喺呢度解釋一下啦。就其實網絡上咧已經有唔少嘅文字啦、文宣、圖片去解釋下點解前線會裝修某幾個集團嘅店鋪。咁啊，主要原因咧就唔係因為政見不同，而係香港人身處喺香港已經深深明白到被赤化、被滲透嘅恐怖。另外仲因為元朗啦、荃灣、北角呢幾個地方都發生過一啲黑社會福建幫集團。
He's talking about the reasons why the demonstrators in the front line need to do forceful deconstruction of systems of oppression. He's talking about like the situation has changed. We have seen cases of the gangsters attacking people and cooperating with the police.
紅裝飾、藍霸賣、黃懲罰，其實我哋係分得好清楚，即係唔胡亂去破壞人哋嘅店鋪嘅。咁啊，我哋亦都明白好多市民都因為呢家社區嘅建設啦、交通都受到破壞而影響咗生活同交通嘅便利。
So basically, he's explaining that there's different types. There's wait. He's gonna speak in English.
On the question that people of different political stances have been fighting with each other on the streets. It's important to recognize that in the vast majority of these instances, the violence was extremely one-sided. It was the pro-Beijing gang members on July 21st, for example, who were beating up innocent civilians in the Yunlong MTR station. Similarly, in many cases, it was gang members assaulting people on the streets with knives against innocent, defenseless protesters, which was met with a tardy response from both the judiciary and the Hong Kong police force. We have yet to see a mass-scale arrest on those who were involved in the Yunlong attacks on July 21st. So this is to say that in all of these instances, it wasn't fighting, but most of the time, it was a one-sided demonstration of violence from pro-Beijing Blue Ribbon supporters towards those who are fighting for democracy and freedom.
關於裝修方面啦，其實我哋都睇到示威者喺呢啲嘅行動入邊，其實係有佢哋嘅原則，亦都有佢哋嘅知道亦都有佢哋嘅判斷能力啦。咁佢哋並唔係無差別地去去攻擊一啲嘅
He's explaining that so actually it's not just random destruction, it's not riots. Basically it's very specific targets that they are targeting. And guys, I will show you a picture to explain what they were talking about. They have like black, red, blue and yellow. So black is like the gangsters that, or like the more severe, that actually threaten people. These are target for deconstruction. This one they call it decoration. These are the red ones. Like the color red is like a very direct support to like the police and those kinds of institutions, or to support the mafias. They will like paint spray or post stuff on it. The blue is like those who are in favor of the police and in the government. They will simply not buy or boycott them. And the yellow, the ones who support democracy, people will buy more from them and just focus their purchasing power on them.
第二個問題就係啱啱同中大女學生啦，其實你啱啱都講到，其實 實對警方係有啲唔信任啦。咁你其實認為如果真係要揾到事件嘅真相，你認為有啲咩建議嘅做法咧？唔該你。
首先就住女浮屍嘅事件啦，我相信近日以嚟
Now they're talking about the floating dead bodies.
係越嚟越呢類型嘅事件越嚟越多，其實係絕對能夠挑起市民對於
The reason why they suspect, I mean, why these cases are suspicious is because there are more and more cases like this. And
但係
wait.
呢個死因，因為我哋唔係專業人士啦，我哋亦都判斷唔到啦，所以市民其實只係能夠猜測究竟係發生緊咩事。最終嘅事件嘅真相，可能真係要由死因庭去判決，或者係要由唔同嘅人去進行個搜證，或者係唔同嘅程序之後先至可以決定到。但係對於政府司法系統甚至警察嘅一啲信任程度，我哋都咁低嘅情況底下，其實我哋係好難去相信任何由政府或者警察發表出嚟，或者係
Even though the police or the government says that these are normal cases, even if they say so, we have a hard time believing the government and the police at this point.
訴求其實就係真正去解決晒我哋要尋找真相。
Basically, with our 5 demands, we're hoping that we can see all the truth behind everything that is happening. Regarding the girl who spoke in the Chinese university yesterday.
都見到佢嘅無論係警方咁迅速去否認佢哋自己即係先前嘅所有嘅性暴力事件又好啦，定係佢哋對於唔同嘅事件都冇作出深入嘅調查，都可以見到其實係十分之有可疑嘅。咁所以我哋
He's saying that we can see that the police, the higher ranks of the police, immediately deny any accusation on their like police front lines, on the riot police about the violence or the sexual assaults.
人權組織或者係其他嘅情況底下啦，咁所以其實我哋係喺香港嘅制度方面，我哋好難去真係話可以即刻為受害者或者死者去尋找到一啲嘅真相啦。咁只好唯有我哋繼續抗爭，無論係國際上定係香港入邊，去等我哋繼續記住呢啲嘢，呢啲曾經發生過嘅事件，而唔好浪費佢哋嘅犧牲。
Also to add on to the question about the CHK sexual harassment victim, we think the most important question to ask here is not what the victim should do, but what the abusers, the Hong Kong police force, should do. As we can see from their initially callous and dismissive response towards the allegations of sexual harassment, to their shifting narratives of the Hong Kong police force, it is the responsibility of the Hong Kong police force to treat these instances of widespread systemic sexual harassment and abuse with all due gravitas, instead of leaving it to a powerless investigative committee to an actual department that has the power of investigating the severity of these crimes.
頭先講翻中大女學生嗰度咧，咁其實我哋頭先講過啦，想保護受害者同埋唔想佢哋再受傷害。咁但係我哋都留意到，其實好多人都會問其實我哋可以做啲乜嘢咧？對於發生啲咁嘅事，咁我哋想同大家講，其實受害者已經企咗出嚟啦。咁我哋可以做嘅就係等大家關注呢件事，等大家可以知道有呢啲事發生，大家喚起國際關注啦，咁先至係真正幫到受害者嘅一個行動。因為其實佢已經犧牲咗好多嘢企出嚟，咁就希望大家可以 用自己嘅方法去到幫佢咯。
我问第二个问题啊，就是关于港铁这一块，因为前两
So basically, at the end, the girl said that the girl already came out of that situation. She spoke out and now even sacrificed herself even more by showing her face to expose the police, and hopefully will get more, even more international attention. Even and now they're asking in Mandarin.
如果示威者办了这么多阻止进去的话，因为港铁里面有好多的执勤的工作人员，他们如果看到的话，一定第一时间就是报警，或者是说报给自己部门的有关，就是这些东西能进去，然后又能够搞成这么大的破坏，然后又没看到任何的有被捕者被抓，或者因为我记得在集会的时候，警察很快就来，然后立即就逮捕了好多人，就整个港铁的这一块事情上，好像没有看到任何具体的，因为破坏港铁被抓。想请那个民间记者会，你们怎么看这个问题？
我哋都非常之留意到警察對於呢個嘅佢哋嘅無論係佢哋自己嘅行為啦，亦都已經其實表示咗我哋香港警察係不斷有派到唔同嘅臥底入去佢哋嘅我哋嘅去惡化我哋嘅破壞啦，去甚至教導俾我哋嘅示威者啦、抗爭者同埋前線嘅勇武派啦。咁其實都好多謝你指出咗佢哋唔同嘅事件入邊有唔同嘅處理手法，係非常之有唔同嘅疑點，係非常之值得我哋去關注。
Guys, I think the reporter asked about like Mongkok. The station had a lot of damage, but why, if there is a police station very close by, why did the police did not interfere with the people who were damaging the station, basically? And now he's explaining that there is video evidence even showing that the undercover police are actually damaging the stations as well. Even from the inside, they are making it look even worse than what it is.
谢谢你的问题。在一般警方执法的时候，如果是穿着军装的制服的话，在现在的情况下，一般市民如果要去阻止他们做任何的行动的话，很可能也会有相当大的风险会被一块被抓走。其实这也是已经发生非常多次的事情。旁观的一些群众或者大家觉得警察无理抓人或质疑他是不是警察，在现在这样白色恐怖的
Guys, I think they're talking about the lack of credentials and numbers on the police. Like, it's basically impossible to identify them. So they're talking about that. But not 100% sure of all the details.
那所以在这一方面，警方他会继续大的力度去抓更多的人。现在到今天为止，已经超过2000人，或许更多。当中有非常多也是我们下一代或正在读书的学生，或 是更小，年龄只有10岁。
I think that they said that
那我们要对得起这些。
if someone, a police with no number, no credential, is arresting a girl, is it okay for the citizens or the residents to stop this arrest if it's an unlawful arrest?
还有第二个问题就是说，
he said that yes, but actually it would be very troublesome. It would be very I think dangerous or troublesome.
他认为可疑的人士的时候呢，他会挡住我们记者的镜头。那然后他挡住之后呢，他让你站到哪里就是站到哪里，或者是你要是越过的话，他也是会说你是阻差办公了。就是说，如果这个问题的话，就是他没有指定的时候，就是说记者在哪里，他就是你就要站到哪里。就是这个是我们
talking about asking the reporters to record from further away, and if you don't go back very far away, they will charge you with police work disruption or something like that.
这样子，如果是他说是阻差办公的话，那在律师方面就是看，如果是我们去这样子做的话，他是怎么样一个情况呢？因为他抓到他打他就不是合法的嘛。
我相信大家已经非常清楚，在现在的状况下，警方去包括他已经控制的一些被捕人士，他也是会一直打下去，抓到警署里面也是会继续虐待、继续打。那这些情况已经不是，这超出法律层面的议题，这不是一个我们已经没有价值再去讨论说。
He's saying that this is actually already over the law. The police disrupt the reporters when they're beating someone up and block their cameras.
让大家看到，它也是很多不合法的地方。这也回到我们的5大诉求里面，为什么要有独立调查委员会？为什么会有相关的司法复核在进行？关于警方要披露。
That's why in the 5 demands, one of them is an independent investigation.
为什么现在现行的警察投诉没有效果？就是因为这些事情不断发生，所以才到今天我们独立调查委员会的这个诉求要升级成为解散警队。这些种种行为在可见的将来，我们也是看到可能会更严重。那在现场只能凭着自己的良知，在情况
for a long time, they have said that they have already a committee, the committee for independent investigation of the police. But for so long, they still haven't done anything.
Hi, I'm from SCMP. I've got a question about the growing schism or the widening gulf between pacifists and radicals. So you said that you believe Hong Kongers are still united behind the opposition to the government and to Hong Kong police. I just want to ask if you think the same also applies to foreigners and perhaps how the international community thinks. Because are you worried about losing support, for example, among people overseas, particularly with the recent events about targeting of shops with links to China, etc., and so on? Because you've talked about how important it is for the international community to stand with Hong Kong. So do you think recent events would make it harder, for example, for countries like the US to pass the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act that you guys want to achieve? I'll just quote to you one post on LIHKG, which says, "The general public, including foreigners, will think the violence is escalating to the point of being indiscriminate." And that post got more than 3,000 upvotes recently. So I just want to ask you on that first question. And the second question is about, there's been a report today about the Hong Kong police buying tear gas canisters from mainland China because they have run out of tear gas canisters. So do you have any reaction on that? Thank you.
I'll reply first to your first question on this growing schism between progressives and frontliners and what it does for international support. We trust in the wisdom of our frontliners to do what is right and recognize that the use of force is principled. We only retaliate in self-defense against those who wield violence against us, against injustice, the only permissible response we can have is rebellion, and rebellion is our obligation. We believe that the international community can see through the lies and deceptive narratives from the government that violence is escalating, and we trust in the ability of the international community to understand with very clear eyes and a clear understanding that violence is only restricted to targeted shops and targeted enterprises which have shown themselves to be complicit with the crimes of the government and the Communist Party. On the second question on the Hong Kong police buying tear gas, again, we think this is another indicator of the importance of an independent committee to investigate in the crimes of the Hong Kong police force towards its own people, that it continues to use force against protesters who simply cannot respond in kind to tear gas canisters, to pepper sprays, to beanbag rounds. We think that this will not deter our protesters and our frontliners from marching on the streets. This will not deter us from continuing in our advocacy, in our fight against the government. And we also caution our foreign friends to understand that the problem with Chinese enterprises and Chinese products is that ultimately one day they'll implode on themselves, and all the deceptions and lies they have told about the Hong Kong advocacy and the Hong Kong movement will ultimately come back to bear upon them.
仲有冇法文？最後一條問題。
They're going to go for the last question.
你好，啤梨漫步嘅。咁我想問咧，頭先你講起呢一個國際戰線啦，咁喺實施蒙面法嘅當晚咧，其實喺某一個商場嗰度咧，就曾經有示威人士咧，就宣讀呢一個獨立宣言嘅。咁但係呢個獨立宣言咧，其實
They're talking about when the night of the banning the masks. There were some demonstrators around in the shopping mall and other places reading a Declaration of Independence.
點解嗰個獨立宣言會咁突然就喺成立蒙面法嘅當晚就由示威者去讀出嚟呢？
Why so quickly after the anti-mask law will there be demonstrators reading this Declaration of Independence?
過咗一段都唔係好耐，可能一兩日嘅時候呢，咁美國嗰邊有一個國會議員Solomon Yuen 啦，其實都有提及過呢一個獨立宣言呢。其實對於你哋嘅人權法案嘅通過呢，其實係會有影響嘅。咁想問下你哋對於呢一個獨立宣言係有咩睇法呢？唔該。
就住呢一樣嘅獨立宣言呢，其實我哋相信唔同嘅示威者係有唔同嘅方法去抗爭，而呢個獨立宣言亦都唔係憑空出現啦。咁先前其實已經有好多唔同各式各樣獨立政府，甚至係香港獨立嘅運動，其實唔係憑呢啲事件都唔係憑空出現嘅。亦都係好多唔同嘅抗爭者亦都抗爭咗好耐啦，為咗呢件事。咁我哋喺呢啲情況底下，我哋係唔會話我哋排斥或者係去分化各種示威者對於呢個獨立運動嘅一啲付出嘅。我哋其實喺唔同嘅情況底下，我哋都見到其實抗爭者、示威者係兄弟爬山啦，自己各自會有各自嘅行動去做嘅。咁其實喺呢個情況底下，佢哋咁闖出去，唔係佢哋去宣讀呢個嘅政府宣言，其實係睇到佢哋一個好大嘅聲音去向香港政府表達佢哋嘅不滿，同埋去指出佢哋有幾唔信任香港當時嘅政府。
They're saying that basically this is one way for some people to express their extreme discontent towards the government, that they do not recognize them as the government anymore, and how basically telling the government that they find them useless.
對於佢係進行任何嘅割席，係呢個我哋唔會做嘅嘢。同埋在於Solomon Yu 去提出呢個嘅 喺美國國會可能會造成一啲影響啦。咁其實喺Solomon Yu 發表咗佢嘅言論之後咧，有另外一位國會議員其實亦都提出咗佢係支持嗰個宣言嘅。咁所以其實喺外國嘅聲音咧，我哋冇辦法控制，我哋亦都冇辦法去一一去回應。咁所以我諗就算喺國際戰線上面都有唔同嘅人，有唔同嘅聲音，無論係覺得香港係一國兩制好，定係香港獨立，甚至係其他唔同嘅standpoint 及佢哋唔同嘅立場，其實我哋都冇辦法去逐一回應啦。
He's saying that basically there's a lot of people with different opinions. Some people might think of one country, two system. Others might think of independent Hong Kong. We don't have like the means to control everyone's opinions.
香港人去爭取民主。咁所以在於呢個嘅香港獨立臨時政府宣言啦，咁其實我哋覺得係希望呢個只係抗爭其中一部分啦。咁希望大家都係回應翻，我諗所有示威者都會支持嘅五大訴求，同埋無論係甚至係香港政府嘅一啲種種運動，其實都係我哋嘅主要抗爭嘅戰線之一嚟嘅。
Just to add on to the answer for that question, again, there is a very varied response. We like to restate that our movement allows for protesters from all walks of life to express what they want. We think that we cannot represent all protesters, all demonstrators, everyone in this movement. And we think that same applies for those on the international front. There have been many varied responses from US senators, US congressmen. Some of them have stood in support of the statement. Some of them have been against the statement. But we think the most important thing here is to focus on the 5 demands of the Hong Kong people. The 5 demands that we have been stressing since June, for 4 months till now, till October. And we think that it is through the satisfaction of these 5 demands and through the passing of the Human Rights and Democracy Act that we're able to allow what we are asking for to be fulfilled.
咁今次時間所限啦，咁所以今日嘅記者會就去到依家為止。咁多謝咁多嘅記者朋友到場。如果大家仲有問題嘅話，就可以之後留低聯絡方法啦。咁我哋會再跟進。可以啊。如果要補張相，而家可以影埋嘅。企起身影。OK。
And now they're taking pictures of the panel. Guys, I'm going to end this live stream soon so that people can actually watch this as like an hour or some video if they have interest in watching the whole press conference. So yeah, guys, I hope you understand what they were trying to say. Sorry if my translations are not 100% of like the words they're saying. I try to understand as much as I can and give you the main points. But basically, guys, what I can tell you is that right now there's zero trust on the police department, on the government, and there's a lot of things going on. And basically, the people, they just want reform. They want to be able to trust the government. They want to be able to trust the police, and they want the truth to come up and be seen by everyone, and they want justice, of course. We have talked about a lot of the suicide cases. Guys, I just saw a picture. In Sha Tin, they found another quote-unquote suicide case, but there was a foot like chopped at the between the heel and the knee. It was chopped in half. And I think the hand was also severed. And they said it's a suicide. And there was not even blood on the ground next to the body, but like the leg was chopped off, the feet. And I'm not going to show that image here. You can find it, just find Shatin corpse, and I'm pretty sure you will find it, or in Discord server, in our Discord server you can see that image. But I think basically anyone with a brain could tell that that is in no case that can be considered a suicide. And same for all the young girls and all the young female and males that have been found floating on the sea in very mysterious ways. Some of them dressed in full black clothes. The case of the person who jumped supposedly from a building, but with the hands tied and 4 bricks strapped on them, is I like to call this a silent massacre, guys. The police and the government know that they cannot get away with another Tiananmen Square, but so they're now doing it silently. They are actually succeeding in massacring the people of Hong Kong and bypassing the international community response about some massive massacre. So guys, I hope you can keep staying up to date with what is happening. I hope you can spread the word. I hope that at one point we will find justice for all these people in Hong Kong and in the rest of China as well, in Xinjiang and in everywhere. I hope there will be peace and justice for them. So guys, also please go to my Twitter, and my Twitter is Chili Lucas, on my Instagram, because if this account gets closed one more time, I will be posting on my Twitter or in my Instagram when I make a new account. I don't think it's unlikely that this account will also get blocked or something. You never know. So I'm still trying to contact the respective people that I have to contact in order to re-enable my old account. So I'm still working on that, and I will get you news as soon as I fix that. So, and guys, by the way, I really appreciate my life. I still have a lot of things I haven't done, so I by no means intend to end my own life, and I want you guys to know that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will end up this video now, and we'll see if I'm probably going to start another live stream very soon, guys. So thank you for joining. If you didn't catch up the whole conference, you can go watch the beginning of this video, and I'm going to start another live stream to keep it as a separate video on YouTube. Thank you guys, take care, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.